It's Friday. That means one thing. It means there are a load of brand new movies out today, which is why I always catch up with movie critic Van Connor on a Friday to go through a couple of them that he's seen during the week to find out if they are worth watching. Welcome back to the show, Van Connor. How are you?
My genuine pleasure as always, Mr. Paul. How are you this fine week?
Really good, thank you. Happy it's Friday. There's loads to look forward to. The weather's going to be nice at some point over the weekend, and there are new movies that we can go out and see, of course. So we are going to look at the brand new Elvis Presley in concert movie in a bit, which is obviously the Baz Luhrmann special. He's found all these clips of movies and these bits that haven't been aired before, and he's put them all together and made it into something. So we'll see what you thought about that. But first of all, The Testament of Anne Lee.
Yes, this is quite a curio, this one. So this is a 2-hour and 17-minute long operatic musical starring Amanda Seyfried and Lewis Pullman, from the co-writer of The Brutalist. Both the writers of which are writing this as well, and it is the musical story of Anne Lee, one of the founding members of the Shakers religion, literally told to us over the course of this 2-hour, 17-minute, very Les Mis-like stretch as a grand musical. Have a listen. This is a clip from The Testament of Anne Lee.
She later married Abraham. Mary Partington bore witness to the marriage ceremony, but would ultimately prove more true to Anne than Abraham's solemn vow.
I mean, that sounds very regal, Van.
I mean, I could describe it as many things. One word that leaps to mind, unfortunately, is boring. Although I can't deny that everybody involved is really going for it. Like, they've really committed to the bit. I mean, this is quite clearly like a big, quite artistically driven passion project. For pretty much everyone involved, and you feel it. It is palpable. Everybody's committing to this shtick so hard that you really can't draw a fault there, and you almost feel guilty for not liking it in a strange way. I mean, the fact it's way too long. It's entirely dour and downbeat. It's less Mis than Les Mis was. I mean, to use the miserable term, but it's certainly not as memorable. There's no like iconic musical numbers that I think are going to leap out and cross over into the mainstream from this. It's one for the Les Mis style opera completists only.
Would you say it was a bit better if it was a bit shorter? Because I always find this kind of movie, with some of the big sort of songs and the numbers in it, if they're short and sweet, then I can enjoy them.
I mean, I'm not going to deny an 85-minute version of this would have been a different matter entirely. Also, if we're splitting hairs whilst we're at it, somebody throw a pie. You know what I mean? My answer to everything is sooner or later, just somebody needs to throw a pie and have a laugh. This is not that. They're definitely not that kind of film. It's a very, very sour story, very hard, negative story. I mean, I cracked a joke with you about the real life basis of this story, obviously, being the woman who sort of founds the Shakers religion and decides that abstinence even between married couples should be a thing that God wants. And we had some good fun with the on-screen marriage of Amanda Seyfried's character in this movie, and given that plot mechanism, obviously. But it's just a movie that you really struggle to find the engagement in, because you just feel like you're being kind of pummeled all the way through it. And the fact that it then cuts to musical after every pummeling just kind of really, it wears you down. It really beats you.
Yeah, I'm the same as that. If I watch a movie that's got too many musical numbers in it, then my kind of attention span tends to wane a bit.
Hey. Team America and The Greatest Showman are out there. I'm just going to say that.
Exceptions, I agree. All right, so if you want to see The Testament of Anne Lee this weekend, it's at the Phoenix Picture House in Curzon in Oxford, Regal Picture House in Henley, and The Light in Banbury as well. Okay, so the one I'm really interested in this week, EPiC, which is Elvis Presley in concert. As I mentioned earlier, this is a Baz Luhrmann special.
Yeah, this is the result of Luhrmann getting access to previously unrecovered footage of the opening nights of Elvis in Vegas, an interview that he'd given to a journalist that had never been published. Quite a frank kind of hour-long seeming interview, and also a couple of musical performances and outtakes from different films. And he got access to all these things and has now edited it into quite a seamless package. It feels like an intentionally designed from the offset piece, like so not something that's been cobbled together in any way. But for the most part, it plays as halfway between a backstage documentary of the opening night of Elvis in Vegas in his residence, the same residence. He will literally die whilst performing still, like in perpetual servitude to Colonel Parker. But also you get a traditional concert movie in the mix as well. But the whole gimmick is that it's all been restored and brought into 4K by Peter Jackson's guys who did the World War II documentary a couple of years ago as well. So it looks like brand new modern day footage. It's fantastic. It's a real experience. But I'll give you a clip first. This is a clip from EPiC.
I see people of all different ages and things out there. If I do something good, they let me know. If I don't, they let me know that. Like I work absolutely to them, whether it's 6 or 6,000, it doesn't really matter. It's just they bring out of me the ham.
Oh, I'm so excited about this. I think this sounds absolutely epic. Does it? So, bearing in mind what you've said, is he's just kind of managed to get all these pieces. He's joined them together. Has he managed to get some kind of a story arc from it, or is it quite bitty?
There really is. Yeah, there is actually kind of a story to it, in a sense. It has like a self-contained narrative, and you get it very early on in that Elvis kind of sells the narrative to us that he's been shipped off to Hollywood and he's been pigeonholed in this one specific kind of role in all these movies, and he just wants to get back to his roots, which is performing for his audience, and he wants to do it in one place where they can all come to him, kind of a thing. And that's how he is basically selling the Vegas package. Obviously, we know historically that there's a lot more negativity and toxicity to it than that, given what the events of Baz Luhrmann's own actual Elvis movie tell us, kind of thing. But there is a portrayal given here, both by Elvis and of Elvis, that I actually found quite refreshing and interesting, and that sells him as quite a bit more creatively vulnerable and self-critical than I think he's really ever given credit for. Like when he talks about his film career and the limitations of what he's been given and things like that, I think this has been done in a way that I had never, in a way in which I had never seen Elvis before. So I think it's a genuinely interesting experience. And obviously it's Baz Luhrmann, so it's got style and pizzazz, and the visual effects work that they've done to clean this up is absolutely breathtaking.
So it's not just mega Elvis fans that are going to love this then?
No, I think it's if you have a vague curiosity of who Elvis was, you get a pretty good picture of what he was kind of like as a creative entity, in the same way that you would feel that you had a vague idea of what Chris Martin would be like now.
Yeah, I got you. All right, well, I mean, this sounds fascinating to me. And if you do want to see EPiC, which of course stands for Elvis Presley in concert, you can. It's at Curzon and View in Oxford, View in Bicester, Cineworld Witney and Didcot, the Living Room in Chipping Norton, the Light in Banbury, and the Regal Picture House in Henley. So pretty much every cinema in Oxford and Oxfordshire will be showing it at some point.
I mean, I will say, obviously I was singing and dancing all the way through because most of it plays like a concert movie.
Great.
And I really was singing along to like all the great hits. There's some really obscure ones in there as well. He played Are You Lonesome Tonight, which is like my late grandmother's favorite. I'm like, I haven't heard this one in years. So you don't just get the, overplayed classics. You get some of the real ones as well. There's quite a good mix in there.
Oh, it sounds great. And it could be an early Mother's Day present, Van, for this weekend. Why not, eh?
It could. I think it would work. My mum would enjoy this, I think.
Yeah, no, I think mine would as well. Amazing. Well, go and see it. It's out from today. EPiC, Elvis Presley in concert. Very quickly, Van, is there anything big next week for us to look forward to, or is it a bit of a quiet one?
Do you know what? Off the top of, because you always put me on the spot every week, so just this one time this week, I'm actually going to bother to look up the schedule. And I can tell you that next week we've got The Bride, the Maggie Gyllenhaal Frankenstein movie.
Oh, yes.
Which, that's exciting. It's Maggie Gyllenhaal directing a Bride of Frankenstein movie, but it's made more exciting by the fact that it's Jessie Buckley, who I guarantee is going to win the Best Actress Oscar, playing the bride. And it's none other than Christian Bale as Frankenstein's monster. I'm sold so hard on this one.
We'll find out what you think of that on Friday next week. But in the meantime, after discussing about Elvis Presley, we can't not play an Elvis Presley classic, can we? So we will end with some Elvis and Hound Dog. Thank you very much, Van. We'll catch up on Friday next week for more. Have a good one.
Till next time, good sir.
You ain't nothing but a